Hi, we're here to tell you why Buffalo, New York is the best place to move to.
Yes, even you will want to shuffle off to Buffalo.
Hi, I'm Ellen,
And I'm Marcia.
and we are
The Myriad
team
team.
at Keller Williams Realty.
Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so that way you'll be notified every time we upload a new video.
I was born here, and when I was little, my mother liked to move a lot. So every time we moved away, I'd always get homesick and want to come back to Buffalo. Then when I got married, I left again because my husband was in the Navy. Again, I was always homesick and couldn't wait to get back home.
And I'm a transplant. So when I first decided to move up to Western New York, when I would tell people where I was moving to, everyone would say, "Why Buffalo?" Well, now that I've been here since 2001, honestly, I couldn't see myself living anywhere else. One of the things that we love about Western New York and Buffalo is the affordability.
So what we mean by that is Forbes has ranked us the #1 most affordable city in all of the U.S., but affordability has to do with many factors. Home cost is one of them.
Right. The affordability of the food and travel and
Basic cost of living. From there brings us to our next favorite.
jobs. So having even just a $50,000 annual income can get you a really, really long way in Western New York.
Yeah, in Buffalo, that's a decent, good living, and you can have a lot of fun on that income also, besides just pay your bills and feed your family and keep a roof over your head.
So speaking of jobs, I mean, some of the companies that are from this area originally, New Era Cap.
Moog Industries is a government contracting company.
Right. Border Patrol and the Niagara Falls Air Base.
We have FBI headquarters here also.
We got technology companies and a lot of startup companies.
Oh, yes. The Buffalo Billion, and there's also some technology grants that are given out for new tech startups annually.
We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We got Bank of America,
M&T Bank was started in Western New York. HSBC Bank has a headquarters here.
Praxair and Boeing.
Dunlop tires are made in Buffalo.
Yep. We also have Sorrento cheese.
Perry's ice cream, it's from Buffalo too.
So when you talk about jobs in the mechanical field or electricity.
Electricity. That brings us to another reason we love Western New York.
The history. So for instance, with Niagara Falls and being able to harness the power of Niagara Falls, Nikolai Tesla and George Westinghouse.
Hydroelectricity.
Yes.
Buffalo had the first citywide street light system, and we had the nickname back at the turn of the century as the City of Lights.
So speaking of electricity, did you know that the electric chair was invented in Western New York?
Ouch.
Ouch.
So that also brings us to a doctor by the name of Roswell, created the first ever solely dedicated cancer research lab in Buffalo. Did you know that President Millard Fillmore was from Buffalo?
Willis Carrier. He invented the AC.
We don't need AC in Buffalo.
Well, 2 months out of the
It
year.
snows in Buffalo.
Which brings us to weather, which is another great thing about Buffalo. A lot of people always talk about, well, we're always getting snow, so that's all we have. But that's not true.
Buffalo has true 4 seasons. We do have a true winter. Obviously, you know about that. Our spring is absolutely gorgeous. The weather's 60 to 70 degrees in the spring.
Okay, we actually have a true summer, so it might only last 2.5 months.
When it gets to 90, us people in Buffalo don't do 90 degrees.
No, that's why we do have the AC.
So we needed an AC to bring us back down to some winter temperatures. And then we have the best falls ever. I mean, the leaves.
When the leaves change color in the fall, the crisp air comes back to the area. It's so beautiful, and balloon rides and everything you can do. Speaking of weather and getting into the fall season, we now get into recreation and sports, which is another great thing that we have around here.
So we have a professional football team, the Bills. We have professional hockey in the Sabres. We have a AAA baseball team.
Bisons.
The Buffalo Bisons. We also have the first championship winning women's pro hockey team in the Buffalo Beauts.
Buffalo Beauts. Then we also have the pro lacrosse team.
Yep.
So
Our Bandits actually have won multiple national championships.
Exactly. So there's tons of sports that you can go watch. And then there's also tons of stuff to do recreation-wise.
If you play.
If you play sports yourself.
We have beach volleyball leagues off our bowling alleys. We have softball teams all over town. We have water sports, winter sports. There's 3 ski resorts.
There's parks everywhere, which has disc golf. There's golfing. There's...
Did you know that Can Jam is from Buffalo?
Can Jam was invented in Buffalo. Yeah. So what else? Recreation-wise? Oh, water sports. I mean,
sports.
We're surrounded by water. We've got Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, the Niagara River.
Yeah.
So there's tons of water sports to do.
Our ski resorts have turned their resorts into summer destinations because they have zip lines and roller coasters coming down the ski slopes on the other side.
And ropes courses and
ropes
stuff.
adventure.
Rock climbing.
Oh, yeah, rock climbing.
Hiking. So
we have a zip line over Niagara Falls now.
We have tons and tons
Caverns,
of recreation to do.
Whitewater rafting.
Right. Speaking of recreation, food is also a recreation sport around here.
We like to eat, and we make amazing food in Buffalo.
Yeah.
We have sponge candy, which is the most amazing chocolate you will ever try.
We've got tons of beer breweries and wineries and stuff in the area.
There are a lot of craft breweries. We have multiple wine trails.
Ted's Hot Dogs, Salen's Hot Dogs.
Wardinski's.
Wardinski's Meats.
Weber's Mustard.
Weber's Mustard.
Frank's Hot Sauce. Anderson's Ice Cream.
Beef on Weck. And then, of course, I mean, we're from Buffalo, so...
There's always the wing.
There's always the wing.
There's always the wing. It is not a buffalo wing. I'm just saying.
It's a wing.
It's a wing. It's not even a chicken wing. It's a wing.
So speaking of wings, so that brings us to festivals.
No matter what culture you are, we have a festival for you.
Yep. So starting with Wing Fest, where they have the wing eating competition.
They take over our baseball stadium.
Yep.
And there's a wing eating competition with flavors that you would never even dream of on wings.
Yep. I mean, every
The Allentown Art Festival.
Allentown Art Festival, the Lebanese Festival, the Italian Festival.
The Irish Festival.
Irish.
The Polish Festival. The German Festival.
In, like, the St. Patty's Day Parade. What we have...
We have Dingus Day.
Dingus Day.
We have canal festivals where there's just big pop-up little circuses in your town. And every church around here has their own festival too.
One of the great things about Western New York is because our winter is so long, we take advantage of every single weekend when we don't have winter. There literally is a different festival happening every single weekend. Yeah. Until, like, even during we even have Winterfest. So even during the winter, we're still outside celebrating the weather.
And there's the Polar Bear Swim, which is always every year. It's for a different charity, and you go into the water even if it's -20 because it's for charity. Yeah. And that's what we do.
As we're talking about arts and culture, some of the other things that we need to mention are the Albright Knox.
Art Gallery is absolutely amazing. And
there's the Philharmonic Orchestra. Shays. Shays is the second largest off-Broadway theater in the United States.
And Shays is absolutely stunningly gorgeous, which takes us into another one of the reasons we love Buffalo.
The architecture in the city and surrounding areas is absolutely incredible.
The detail on the woodwork, you won't get that anywhere else in the country.
Different complexes like the H.H. Richardson complex.
Or Frank Lloyd Wright.
Frank Lloyd Wright. We've got multiple buildings of that have been made and designed by Frank Lloyd Wright in the area. The Darwin Martin House.
You can tour that.
We've got the boat house, the rowing house.
You know, and then going from architecture takes us to another thing that we absolutely love about Western New York, which is the education opportunities.
Did you know that we have about 12 colleges all within about 5 minutes of the actual city of Buffalo?
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, and then in Western New York in general, all of Western New York, we have over 50 colleges in all of Western New York combined.
Yeah, And we're becoming renowned for our medical corridor, which then leads back into the State University of New York at Buffalo. And, just the last thing we're going to discuss, because there's a million reasons we love Buffalo. The last thing is the people. The people in Western New York are absolutely amazing.
So Buffalo is called the city of good neighbors.
Somebody's going to walk up to you and they're going to say hi, like they know you, and expect you not to be floored by that.
Well, even better than that is if you're out shoveling your driveway and your neighbor has a snowblower, they're going to come over and help you with your driveway. We had the power outage where some people were without power for a couple of weeks, and their neighbors brought them food,
Came and checked on them.
make sure they had some generators to use.
People opened their, if you didn't have the ability to stay at your house because you needed power for maybe a CPAP or other medical device or something, if you needed to stay somewhere else, people took in complete strangers and had them just stay with them out of the kindness of their heart, because that's who we are.
It's who we are.
It's one of the biggest things that I love about being here.
Well, the generosity of the people around here is really what is a driving force behind the culture and what makes it such a great place to live around here.
Absolutely. There's so many people that would just give you the shirt off their back if they thought you needed it more than them.
These are just a few of the reasons why we love Buffalo.
Oh, I'm never leaving. I love it here.
So how many of you that have been watching, are you from Western New York? What has been your favorite part about Buffalo?
Write that in the comments below.
If you're not from Buffalo and you want to learn more about the area,
tell us in the comments below. And if you're from Buffalo but you live somewhere else, in the comments below, tell us what you miss about home and what you love about Buffalo.
If we didn't mention something, let us know.
Once you're done commenting below, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified when we post new videos. We are the Myriad team, and we specialize
in real estate
for real people like you. We are...
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We are no, we need to do we are together. I think that goes well together.
1, 2.
We are the Myriad team.
And we specialize in
real estate
for real people
like you. That was much better. That's our best one. We need to stop.